Hello Embers, or if you're new here, welcome to the Campfire Crew. My name is Sarah, my pronouns are they, them, and this is another exciting update of Pan That Palette. So this has only taken place in the last 2 weeks because, as we know, the last time I updated, I was very late, so I've only been playing with these for 2 weeks, and these numbers don't include this current eye look that I did today. I am doing these two palettes. The Divina palette, I'm trying to get every shade to 5 uses in the year, and then this palette, I am trying to pan every shade in, not just this year, but I will be doing it next year too until they are all panned. And we'll come up with a new goal for this one next year. I'll figure it out when I need to. So, if you see me looking to the side, that is because I'm looking at my beautiful little notebook covered in glorious stickers, so don't mind me. This is what this palette looks like. It is a singles palette from Divina. It was my first eyeshadow palette actually, and we're just going to go through one at a time what shades I have used. So Parthenos, the green shimmer, I have not used. I used it today, but again, we're not counting today. But I am starting to use it, but I haven't used at all this year. I'll Be Tender, I used once this month for a total of 3 uses this year, so I just need 2 more uses on that. Majesty has been done for ages, but I did not use it at all this month. Blaze, the red shimmer, I used once this month for a total of 4 uses this year, so I just need 1 more for that shade to be done. Then we're going into Elphaba, the light green, which I've used once this month, twice over the year, so I have 3 more uses left this year. Then we have Kadra, the teal, which I haven't used at all this year, and I need to get my ass into motion with that. Though I feel like this one I'm going to use kind of more in the winter, late fall to winter time, just because blue's winter. I love a seasonal moment. I don't know. Some colors just feel more seasonal than others to me. Orange I'll wear all year round. But blue, like, something about blue, I'm like, wintertime, baby. After that, we go to Vertigo, which I did not use at all this month, but I've used it 3 times this year, and that was in February. Lucretia, I've used this red. I've used once this year, and that was this month, so I need to use it 4 more times. Then we go into the last row. So we start with this dark green patina. I've used it once this month for a total of 5 uses. So I finally hit pan on this one. Pan. I finally used my 5 uses on this one, and I'm so excited. Then we have Navel, which I've used not at all this month, but it already has its 5 uses on it. Then we have Nemesis, which already had its 5 uses on it, and I did not use this month, and those uses were all in January. And then we've got Karma, which I did not use this month, but again, I already have 5 uses on it, so I'm already done. But yeah, the bottom row is fully done now, so I just have to worry about the top 2. I'm definitely gonna have to step up my usage on this and get at least a couple out next month so I can finish this part of the project up, but that's where the Divina palette is right now. So let's get into the more exciting things. This is my Be Perfect Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette, and this is what it was looking like last month. Has it been enough time? Okay, and this is what it's looking like this month. It's only been 2 weeks, but this is where we are. I'm trying to do all the right angles so you can see what's going on. I don't even remember which ones I panned this month. I think I might remember one, but we'll go over it. So I'm going to keep the picture up. This is what it looks like. I'm going to keep the picture up and we're going to talk through it. So the first color is the dark green forest, which I haven't used this month. The next color is bamboo, which I've been starting to use this month. So this kind of eye look where it's like greens with this kind of yellow color in the center, I've been doing a lot, and I've been using bamboo with it a few times. So I've used this 3 additional times. No pan in this one, but I do have a total of 8 uses on it now, so we're getting up to that 15 uses where I usually end up hitting pan by. So I'm very excited about that. Key Lime already had a pan in it, and I have not used it this month. Vanilla already had a pan. I did not use it this month. The Deep, I did not use this month. Khaki, I used twice this month, and I hit pan on it. So this is the look I used to hit pan on it. I originally just was going to use it, I believe, as an eyeliner and a little bit of an outer corner color, but I realized how close I was to pan, so I figured I'd just like really intensify the outer corner of that look, really kind of make khaki more of a prominent feature in that look. And a lot of times that's what I'll do if I feel like I'm really close to a pan, is I'll just, whatever look I was going for, suddenly that wine color that I'm close to pan, taking up way more attention in the look. I'm just like, I'm close, I'm gonna hit pan, we're using more of this color, and that's what happened with this one. So I used it twice this month for a total of only 6 uses, and the reason people have asked me how I hit pan so fast, and the reason I hit pan so fast is because usually with colors I hit pan in, I am using them as an outer corner and a lower lash line shade, and for those I use a brush like this, so a little small blending brush, and I kind of just really concentrate it in there. I also love bright eyeshadow, as you can probably tell. I'll use something like this as an inner corner, so a flat brush, and I'll just, you know, do a little dip there, and then I'll use, let me get one out for you. But I use smaller targeted brushes for my lower lash line and outer corner. I'll use like a little smudging brush like this, and I'll just kind of go into the little center of the crater I've made. So colors I use for my lower lash line and my outer corner, I tend to hit pan on more. So when I notice that I'm close to hitting pan, I'll start using it that way more often, and I'll kind of hyper focus on that shade. I'll be like, ooh, let me use this shade until it's done, once I notice it's close, just because that's how I am. So that's why I have that done so quickly, because it's a dark color, which means I'm more likely to use it in my outer corner, which means it goes faster. So that only took 6 uses, and it finished it this month. The next shade is Tahiti Green, which I already had pan on before we started this year. Tropics I have not used this month, and I've only used it once this year, so I need to get going on that. The next we have is Reef, didn't use that. Lagoon, however, I did use one time, and we're at a total of 5, 10, 12 uses, so we're approaching the 15 use mark. And honestly, Lagoon is this one. I don't think it, you can see a little dip, but I don't think it's close to pan yet. I think this one's gonna take, I don't know, like 10 more uses, 7 to 10 more uses to get pan on. So I think this is going to be a longer lasting one. It's so pigmented, and I just don't do blues as much. And when I do, it's the Deep. I love the Deep. Clay is the next color, and I have used clay a lot. So for me, a lot is 4. So I used it 4 times this month. Again, I've been doing these kind of like grungy green to yellow colors, and the color I have on the inner corner right now is actually clay. And it's just such a pretty, like, mustardy, grungy color. And I always hear people talk about it. And I didn't think that I had any of these in my collection, because before this year, I had only used it, like, twice. And once I realized that this was, like, that grungy mustard color, I became obsessed. Obsessed. I love this color. I'm so glad I'm doing this project just for things like this. Also, it's quite decent dip, and it's going into spooky season, which means grungy mustard colors I'm probably going to use more. So I would not be surprised if next month I had this band. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And this has 13 uses, so 2 more to that 15. I don't think I'm going to get it in 15, but like by 20, I think definitely I should have this band. The next shade is Cocoa, and that's that dark brown. I used this one time this month. The next shade is Rum, and Rum I finally hit pan on, which is so exciting. So I've used this 13 times now, but for shimmer, shimmers obviously don't take me as long to hit pan on because they're more malleable, but I love this color. It's so pretty. It's this like, it looks very brown in the pan, but paired with oranges, even with other browns, it looks very orangey, and I love oranges. I love them. So I love rum. I think it's so beautiful. I'm so excited to have it. I'm going to be so excited when I eventually run out of it. I don't think I'm going to be able to use every shade up completely, but rum is definitely one of the shades I think I'm going to completely run out of at some point before this palette goes bad, because I love rum. I think it's so pretty. But yes, this took me 13 uses total to hit pan on, and I used it 4 times to hit that pan this month. The next shade is Tan Lines. I didn't use that this month. Ginger. This lighter brown I did use once this month. I assume with cocoa. I don't remember though. The next shade is Sand, which already had a pan on it, so I didn't use it this month. After that is Yellow, which I did not use this month because I was using clay, which is not the same. Definitely not the same, but look similar when I'm pairing it with a green, you know? Like it gives a yellowy, mustardy vibe with the kind of colors I'm using. Those greens it pairs a lot better with, whereas yellow I tend to use with the oranges, the reds, those kind of colors, whereas I use clay with the greens. But it's a really pretty color, already has pan on it, so yeah, I didn't use it this month. Coral I didn't use this month. Bear I used once. Once for a total of 11 uses. It has a bit of a dip, and I definitely think I can hit pan on it this year at some point, but just not right now. Just haven't gotten there yet. Hibiscus, I already had pan on, so I didn't use this month. Mango, I used twice this month, despite having pan on it already, for a total of 25 uses, and it's the biggest pan I have in here. It's probably the most used shade. Like I said, love oranges. So yeah, that's probably gonna be a shade that it's definitely gonna be a shade I finish up at some point. Maybe in this project, probably not. I've never finished an eyeshadow, so I don't know. After that, we have Sundown, which is this bright, bright orange color, and I've used that 3 times this month for a total of 18 uses. It's definitely got a big dip in it. I think that if I use it like 5 more times, something like that, I could probably get pan on it. It's also so bright that I usually end up using it as an outer corner shade, which means I'm probably going to hit pan on it. But yeah, I think like 5 more uses max, I should be able to hit pan on that one. And it's at a total, like I said, of 13 uses. Then we have Blaze that already had pan on it and I didn't use it. We have JJ, which I didn't use, but I think I'm going to use next month because it's going to be Halloween soon. I am so excited for Halloween. Chili Pepper is another, it's like a darker version of Blaze, and it's really pretty. I actually do have a decent sized dip on it, but I did not use it this month. But I think it's also a color I'm probably going to use at some point during spooky season. Maybe I'll do like a blood drip look. The next one is Pearl, which I used 3 times this month for a total of 11 uses. So we're approaching that 15 use mark. It's definitely got a dip in it. I don't know how deep the dip is. It's noticeable. And usually when I have a noticeable dip in this palette, it means I'm going to get it soon. But I find Pearl actually a much harder shadow to hit pan on because it's so light. Dark shades, dark shimmers, I tend to use more of than light shimmers because I usually use light shimmers just on the inner corner and a little bit of this center to brighten things up. I think it's such a pretty color for that. But dark shimmers I'll use like across like half of my lid, so I find them a little easier to pan on than lighter shimmers actually, which I know is weird for some people because I know a lot of people don't like dark shimmers, but I love them. I love them. I think they're so pretty. I'm wearing one right now. Not from this palette, but I'm wearing a dark shimmer on the outer and a light shimmer on the center or on the inner and mixed them in the middle, and it's so cute. I love a dark shimmer. I think they're so beautiful. Anyway, so I have a total of 11 uses on that. Bloom I used once for a total of 5 uses. Last month I talked about how I wanted to get things to 5 uses. So I used Bloom for that. Pink Lily, I only have well, I didn't use at all this month, and I only have 2 uses on it, so I'm gonna need to use that at some point. I just find there's a lot of purples in this palette. There's a lot of purples in this palette. It's a little much for me. Then we have Blue Moon, which I used once this month. Fruity, I used twice this month for a total of 5 uses. Sorry, and Blue Moon was 4 uses. Lilac, I used 3 times for a total of 13 uses. Oh, that one. Oh my god, that one I hit pan on this month. That was probably early in the month because I don't remember it. I hit pan on this. Oh my god, that was this month. Crazy how time passes. But that's Lilac. It had a big dip in it before I put it in, before I started using it this month. And it has just the tiniest little dip, a little pan in it. But I love Lilac. I think it's such a pretty color. And I'm glad I finally hit pan on that one. Then we have Tahiti, which already had a pan on it. I didn't use it. We have Rose Pink, which I used twice. It is a really pretty shimmer, though it does kind of feel similar on the eyes to Pearl. I know that they're different, but like on the eyes, are they that different? No, they're not. But I used that twice for a total of 14 uses. Sorry, for a total of 9 uses, not 14, 9. For a total of 9 uses. Magenta, I didn't use it all. Again, it's one of those shades that I feel like is so similar to other things in this palette. I don't know why it's included. I wish they had more reds or pinks or oranges. Yellows would have been cool. I just wish they had a little less purple. You know, just a little less purple and a little more anything else. Anyway, then we have Blackberry, which is a purple I actually love in this palette because it's a cool tone purple. It's so pretty. I love Lilac, Tahiti, and Blackberry are my favorites. Fruity is also really nice for the purples in this palette. But I used that once this month, and I am excited for October because I'm probably going to use it again because it's a very Halloween palette color to me. So it has a total of 10 uses now. Starlight I used once, but it already had pan on it. It was not a natural pan, but I have pan nonetheless. Grape I didn't use, Amethyst I didn't use, Twilight I didn't use, and Black Beach I never use because I have a black in my Divina palette that I really love. I've only used it 3 times and I don't remember if it's good black or not. So that is the update